With the death of George Floyd in the United States, it has really brought a global discussion as to whether Black History Month is valued. We are here in the heart of Brixton, the Black community, to talk to those on the streets to give us a true reflection of the Black History Month. Is it valued? Is it needed? Should we be talking about this every month? Should we be discussing this annually? How do people feel? Has the death brought up some hidden emotions that people thought they never had? Do we need to start talking about Black History Month more often? Let's go and talk to those in the community. What is Black History Month?
Pride, a lot of kind of family history, looking back and kind of, being proud of your roots.
Black History Month is a month in education anyway where we teach the pupils about Black history. Unfortunately, it's not taught that way.
We educate people in the history of Black people that they wouldn't have otherwise known.
Black History Month is a chance to kind of share Black history in general, but kind of centering Black people, our stories, our narrative, kind of the things that overall white society forgets.
It is a month to recognise a history that's perhaps not told before. So often a lot of history is about white men.
A reminder of who we are and where we've come from.
It's 1 month in the year where they teach you something about Black history in schools.
But you should be proud of your roots every day.
Educate people. We're not leaving a legacy for the young.
Telling the truth, real history rather than history that's been whitewashed.
And to celebrate the impact of Black people and Black communities through history.
Which has been missing from schools, universities.
I'm from Barcelona and we don't even know what Black History Month is.
It's a month for our community, for Black people, to remind where we're coming from.
It's not something that should just be signposted for a month and then it's kind of forgotten about.
It's an opportunity for the history of people of African descent to be taught, and not just taught for Black children, but taught for everybody in this country, so that eventually it can be understood as something that's part of British history and integrated into curriculum and not just talked about during that month itself.
Educating yourself on Black history should be doing more in the curriculum and more generally as an individual thing.
When you look at the curriculum and what is taught in history, I do sometimes question why are those topics on there and other topics aren't, and one of them being Black history. Why is Black history not part of the curriculum?
And it shouldn't be a month, it should be a year.
My history teacher was a white guy, but he used to tell us Black kids, you lot were great, you lot were this, and I now have learnt a lot because of him.
I think it's one of those things that makes you realise that you need to look at history from a broad range of perspectives and maybe not just focus on some of the traditional histories and listen to other stories being told.
Black history is not even in the school curriculum, so how can people celebrate something that they know nothing about?
What does Black History Month mean to you?
Quite a lot. So I'm a teacher and for me it means a lot because it's really important in our schools. So it's something that we talk about a lot and really celebrate.
Black History Month is taught by anybody and it's not really put into curriculum.
Everything about my history and my ancestors, how I got to where I am today, and the positive contributions that have been made to society.
Learn about our ancestors and put it out there what we've been through so it's not forgotten.
What does Black History Month mean to you?
My father was a soldier for the Jamaican Defence Force. My son was a soldier in the Royal Artillery. I was a soldier in the Royal Regiment of Fusiliers. It means a lot to us because we've done a lot.
It's an acknowledgement of what our ancestors have suffered, but it's also a celebration. It's not the whole story, it's not the story of enslavement, it's not the story of oppression. That's part of it, but there's so much more to it than that. So to me, it is an acknowledgement, it's a commemoration, it's a celebration, and it's looking to the future because it's about empowering young people moving forward in society.
The negative effects of Black history are so present in day-to-day living, as we've seen with the death of George Floyd. So this awakening really should have been happening a long time ago.
But what I'd like to see is I'd like to see more done, and it shouldn't be Black History Month. It should just be Black history for all of us.
And what does Black History Month mean to you?
It means a vague effort from institution in terms of celebrating those times.
And I think it's important for us to know where we're coming from.
We need to reflect that it should be a whole year of Black history because you are Black all through the year.
Built into the curriculums, then everybody gets to know, and I think it will help cut down on a lot of ignorance, a lot of fear that's from nowhere, and just basically balance the scales a bit more.
1 month a year for Black History Month feels more like a tick box exercise that in the long run could have a commercial effect on society. A bit like Christmas time. People get the fairy lights out, the tinsels, to dress up a fabulous Christmas tree, only to put things back in the box that will collect dust until the following year. Putting an impressive Christmas tree does not always make people a good practicing Christian. Black History Month needs to be part of the school curriculum. It needs to be taught in schools much as in the same way as the Jewish Holocaust, World War I and World War II.